its entire purpose, by legislation, formulation, composition, and character, it's supposed to make sure that it takes the water, it's clean, it puts it in its system, it builds large infrastructure, and that water ends in your house. That's why it exists. It can exist forever. The intention is not for the water boards to make money. Val, Amatole, Mahalis, Umgeni, Lipelle. They don't exist to make profit. It's like Department of Home Affairs doesn't exist to make profit. It exists to give you an ID and make sure that it is a population register that is neat. If we say Gumani's ID, I appear, gender, race, if they have my cell phone number, there it is. But the government does not exist for profit. So these water boards, because they are receiving money from their customers. Who are their customers? Municipalities. So now municipalities are customers. They go and buy water and then they get it and they give it to me new. In the mind of the ANC and government, when they moved from the old system to the one where whatever amount you spend, you must recover it selling water to Gumani. Evan. Okay. Now, 30 years, we know it's not working. Those water boards, they are owed so much money. So much money. The same way, by the way, municipalities are owed money by residents and government departments. So there's one issue that we're all missing. Lipelenkumbi, Mahalis, Val, Umgeni, all these water boards, if you were to think about one balance sheet, they're government. It's one income, an expenditure statement, financials of government. It includes all this. So what point do you get to this one or that one, therefore we must take this one's money? It doesn't make sense.
So it's like the phrase for us laymen, because economics always want to dampen down our intelligence.
Yeah.
The world debt. Yeah, yeah, it's always confuses me.
No, because there's more nuanced propaganda and ideological battle behind those things than what they're actually happening. So I agree with you. I mean, you're being scared into accepting future decisions that are going to be made. So this one of water, they said, no, these water boards are owed money, a lot of money. So the National Treasury, Duncan and Phillips, they agreed that no, let's withhold the money that they get from government, these municipalities, so that we force them into paying government institutions the debt. So it means, if you look at that list of municipalities, they are not going to get money that they used to get to deliver basic services, because the Treasury agreed with water to hold the money, and once they have that money, then they pay to these water boards. But I can tell you now, you can do that. You can do that for the next 10 years. You don't solve the problem I spoke to earlier. The model in which you fund municipalities is broken. The tip and that. So if Memajo Dina was to say, okay, let's say all these water boards were not being owed money. They were fine. We give them, we write off the debt, whatever municipality owes them, we give them the money. Will we have clean water for everyone tomorrow? They should have asked the DG that question. And I can tell you now, the answer was going to be no. So they are using these to frustrate these water boards and the municipalities. And they are going to come down the line very soon, by the way, to say, no. This model is not working. These water boards are not working. There's an act now that intended to create a super body that will oversee all the water activities. Right? And that act has some merits to it. Serious merits, because if you look at the debate in Parliament, the EFF goes there and supports certain amendments. So we can't have the absence of a coordinated program around who gets which water, how and when. We need that. But we didn't agree to that with an intention that when we're done with this body, we move to the next stage where we say, no, we're even giving licenses to private companies. Right? So these water boards must now go and compete with, Umgeni must compete with a private company in Durban to supply water to eThekwini. That's what they're saying. So, and when you do that, what's going to happen? At the beginning, these private companies will put a lot of money. And then they'll say for a liter, for example, this is half a liter. Okay, half a liter will sell it for 5 rand. There's no way they can sell this for 5 rand. With the requirements that they have in terms of infrastructure, bulk infrastructure. There's no, we can sell this for 10 rand. No, it's your loss. You are not competitive. And then, close. Now that guy is left alone there. This thing moved from 5 rand to 15 rand. You cry. You say, okay, well, look, you can go buy from Umgen. Umgen is not there. It's gone. That's the strategy here that is being used. And this strategy is not being implemented by ghosts. No, this strategy is being implemented by people who are even congratulated in public. The DG of Treasury and the DG of Water were instrumental in the first phase of Operation Intelligence Vulindlela.
I was doing Hammanskraal yesterday.
Very painful.
Very painful. And I don't even know if I should read what a comrade from there who wrote to me, she was saying. It's very painful because this thing is a commodity. Let me see if I find her. It's very painful, and I want people to be easy with my reading. I hope I don't reveal her. Thank you. Commander, here in Hammanskraal, especially in Ward 75, we have water tankers that are not reaching everyone. Firstly, they bring water during the day, while 95% of people work and school living, no one at home. Secondly, they have their own people where they deliver water continuously with an interval of 2 days, while others by 2 to 3 weeks without water tankers coming their side. Lastly, there's no intervention on covering those who are at work during the week. So we resort to buying drinking and cooking water while we are billed for water that no one is using for consumption. Please, interview is needed. I'm one of those who don't get water tankers in our street while we are at home. Now it will be the 4th week without water. So this is someone who came, because I was at Royfal yesterday. So you can understand a person like this when they text this. So it's bad.
No. You're absolutely correct. That background and that context, and even putting names of individuals who are involved in, so that they're able to respond publicly.
But it's dangerous
in this conversation.
It's dangerous, Doctor. As we speak, we were there yesterday, those comrades were telling me that this thing is even becoming more dangerous because the more we speak, the more we are targeted. We are gonna end up having bodyguards. There's a guy in Mpumalanga, sorry to interject. They call him, I forgot his name. He spoke about these dangers of water tankers. He's in hospital. He was shot. How many shots? He's in hospital. He survived that shot. I don't know for how long.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to bring you to an idea that you spoke on a more strategic level,
Yeah.
But on the ground, there are also players who deliberately sabotage a system because they benefit from a crisis that is prolonged.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and it's very dangerous to speak out against it.
No, look, I agree with you. You know, one of the things that tend to happen with most conversations, and these are not conversations in academia, by the way. When we have a problem, we tend to only appreciate it to our level of understanding. But I just want to challenge you and those who are going to watch this episode. So, there is a concept, and this concept, you will appreciate why the criminal nature that creeps in is deliberate. So in this concept, the idea is that things are fine. You have Church Street from here to the CBD. It has traffic lights, they're working what we call robots. So a guy who make roads, stand there and look at it and says, hey, so if this road is here, okay, how do I make money? And then he says, no, but if it has potholes, they'll be forced to hire me to patch the potholes. Right? And then he goes and dig potholes. And then you say, okay, who around here can fix the potholes? He says, no, I'm available. I have infrastructure, I have this and that and that.
I'm ready.
And then you say, no, how did these potholes come about? It rains a lot here, and the structure of this road is not proper. There's no drainage. You say, okay, put some drainage also on the side. You put those drainage. That concept, there's a brilliant scholar from Canada, Naomi Klein. She argues that it's called accumulation, meaning that people make money through dispossession. So they have to dispossess other people for them to make money. But the nature of the dispossession involves a lot of destruction. It involves a lot of killing. Like at a war scale, like if you know what's happening in Palestine now, the genocide there, someone is going to go back and rebuild everything from scratch there. They're waiting, they have plans. In Gaza, they have plans that there must be a street here, there must be a road here, there must be a petrol station here. They have all those. There must be a hospital and school and all that. So for you to accumulate, you have to first collapse the infrastructure. We know this about water tankers. Those guys go and damage your infrastructure, and then you can't give